Technology Risk Solutions welcomes you to the fourth industrial revolution. Workbooks, assignments, videos, practical assignments, badges and certification all done on one platform. We can provide our learning in Afrikaans, Zulu, and English. Technology Risk Solutions has developed our own Grade R to Grade 12 programs based on the CAPS requirements of the Department of Basic Education. Education with your child's best interest at heart. Our integrated program consists of a home language, a first additional language, mathematics and many more. In 2021, we continue to do what we love, enabling more and more learners to achieve their National Senior Certificate through innovative distance education solutions. Innovative, quality-driven e-learning school, providing education for Grade R to 12. We offer program content available in full-color theme-based printable modules. The teacher, parent or guardian is required to facilitate the child's learning by guiding him or her through the activities. Enrollments are open throughout the whole year. For duration, a suggested schedule that gives guidance on time management and planning is supplied. Optional formal final assessment activities will be available. The completed hard copies should be uploaded to TRS online learning platform. We offer educated learners the opportunity to assess their progress through the South African CAPS curriculum, year work, as required both by good educational practice and by law. TRS Education provides teachers and parents to make use of our LMS that have been set to compile the annual portfolio of work for each learner. A simple process consisting of online registration, learning, instant outcomes, badges, certification and reporting. No marking, instant outcome, capability and practicals done on our platform with complete control over your processes.
To easily identify your organization's training needs and implement and manage a blended learning strategy, use the PDP or Personal Development Plan module to identify the training needs for each employee. If classroom-based workshops play a role in the delivery of training in your organization, the Training Scheduling module will be a valuable tool to manage these workshops. You can publish your course calendar, allow employees and managers to request training bookings, and make use of the built-in workflow functionality to manage the approval process. The e-learning module enables employees or learners to access learning content and online assessments through self-paced learning journeys or learning pathways. Learning pathways guide learners through a step-by-step process of different intervention types. The Signify Learning Portal has the following sections: the PDP or Personal Development Plan, the e-learning curriculum, the course calendar for classroom-based training, the discussion forum, and the employees achievement section. You have the option of deciding which of these sections should be available for your organization, and your selection will depend on how you manage learning in your organization. Let's evaluate the PDP or Personal Development Plan, from where each employee's training plan or training requirements can be created. Each PDP consists of the following sections. The job or position-specific training section includes all mandatory training from the employee's job training matrix and the ability to choose from optional courses. Performance-related training lists the courses that were identified to address possible performance gaps during the performance evaluation process. Company mandatory training is a section that lists the training that is relevant to all employees in the organization. The job or position-specific training section includes all mandatory training from the employee's job training matrix. The additional courses section lists courses the employee wishes to add to his wish list, as well as additional courses the manager or training department requires the employee to do. Depending on the modules set up in your organization, each employee has the option of creating a training plan and then submitting the plan for approval by the manager and the training department. From the approved PDP, the employee can launch a course or make a booking if it's a classroom-based course. The PDP module allows the manager to access the PDP for each of his employees. Managers may also want to use the option where the status of PDP discussion can be tracked for each employee. Although you may require your employees to focus on the training in their PDPs first, you also have the option of allowing employees to browse and search through your full learning curriculum. This section shows all the blended learning offerings, or courses that the employee is allowed to access. You will decide how your courses will be categorized. You can decide which categories should be visible on the first load of the page, and also the courses or pathways that you want to show as part of the first load. A good example of this could be your organization's induction training or onboarding process. Let's look at a few examples of possible ways to categorize your courses. One option is to categorize courses by role or job family. In this example, the sales roles category groups the training for all the sales roles. When opening the category, a list of subcategories representing the sales roles in the organization are shown. Within the sales consultant category, a list of all the courses for sales consultants are shown. Another option is to group courses by type of training. In this example, soft skills courses are grouped together. When opening this category, relevant subcategories are shown, and each subcategory contains a list of courses within that subcategory. In our case, a course is represented by a learning pathway, because a course is not just a single type of intervention, like watching a video or reading a study guide. We give you the option to blend different intervention types to create one single course. These intervention types can include a multitude of elements. In the case of structured learning, you want to guide the learner through a step-by-step process, where each step represents a different intervention type. You also have the option of setting prerequisites to ensure that the learner first completes required steps before progressing to the next. Let's have a look at the example course that shows why it is called a learning pathway and how it can be configured. The first step in this pathway sets the scene and describes to the learner what the outcomes of the course will be. The next step is an animated video, and it is a prerequisite to the third step, so the learner first has to watch the video before proceeding.
What can you do when an employee is just not performing at their peak? What if poor Jones could have done better if you had given him the chance? Now you're on the right track. Coaching is a great way to help employees to reach their full potential. But your coaching approach needs a proper structure. Otherwise it will fall apart. In the next pod, you will learn more about the GROW coaching process and how to use it. GROW can help to unlock your team's potential through a structured coaching process.
The third step is an interactive SCORM e-learning module. Through the interactivity, some of the difficult concepts in the course are explained. On the same step, additional learning resources are available for the learner to access. These resources could be documents, videos, sound clips, and links to external sources such as YouTube. After completing the e-learning module, a document is available to the learner showing an infographic summary of the coaching process. This document could have been any document type, such as PDF, Word, PowerPoint, etc. Now that the learner has gained some theoretical knowledge, it is time to apply the knowledge in a face-to-face training session, or alternatively, a virtual classroom session. Step 5 shows a calendar of upcoming workshop dates that the learner can request to attend. If it is not possible to attend a face-to-face workshop, a virtual workshop session is also an option. Before continuing with the example pathway, it is important to note that you have the option of creating pathways with one step or pathways with many steps of different intervention types. Back to our example. After attending either of the workshops, the learner can access the Signify catalog module, which serves as a quick guide with notes about the coaching process that the coach can refer to at any time. Before obtaining a certificate for this module, the learner needs to pass the Formative Assessment. At the start of the assessment, the learner can see how many questions will be asked, what the pass mark is, the number of allowable attempts, and the number of times he already attempted the assessment. When starting a new attempt, 5 random questions are selected from the pool of 10 questions linked to the assessment. The order of the questions is randomized, as well as the possible answers in each question. An assessment can consist of a combination of question types, such as match column A with B, single select. In cases where you want to use the tool as a survey tool, you can request the user to provide comments as part of the response. The response can be configured to provide appropriate feedback to the learner based on the answers provided. Multiple select. Fill in the blanks. You also have the option of adding images and videos to the questions. In this case, it is a formative assessment that is used as part of the learning process. For this reason, the learner can try it as many times as needed. It also allows the user to view the assessment transcript to see where he went wrong. Now that the learner completed the required prerequisites for the certificate is issued automatically. Users with the appropriate access levels can make changes to the pathway by simply selecting the Edit mode. This mode allows the user to edit existing steps, add additional steps, move steps around, and delete existing steps. Users can jump to specific steps by clicking on the relevant step indicators, or by selecting a step in the navigation drop-down, or by simply using the navigation buttons to progress to the next step or previous step. When the end of the pathway is reached, possible suggested courses are shown, from where the learner can proceed to the next course immediately. Some other features include the ability to mark courses as favorites, and rating and commenting on a course. Learners can also share the course with colleagues, but only those who have access to the course will be allowed to access it. Now that we looked at the deployment of a linear learning approach, let's see how a pathway can be used to manage a non-linear learning process. This is ideal in cases where long-term subjects are managed. To demonstrate this feature, let's see how a school subject can be managed. In this example, we have set up our coaching class pathway. This pathway will be accessed by students who take the coaching course together with other students. When accessing the pathway, a virtual classroom is displayed, with areas or tabs for different aspects of the classroom. In our example classroom, the first tab shows the teacher and students that are part of the class. From here, the teacher or facilitator can see who is online at any given time and monitor the progress of each student on each of the areas. The second area or tab in our example is the Lesson Notes tab. Each day's lesson notes will be loaded on this tab. Similarly, a homework tab is where all homework downloads are made available to the students. Let's add a Tests tab. Keep in mind that we would probably have a class test every week, so for this reason, a multi-item tab will be added. Once added, we will change the icon of the tab and start to add sub-items. These sub-items will be the class tests that will be loaded every week. In this way, the teacher or facilitator can decide how they want to set up each aspect of their virtual classrooms. Sometimes a classroom-based training session is still the preferred method to deliver a learning experience or to have face-to-face engagement between learners and facilitators. The Book a Course section shows the upcoming courses that the learner is booked on. From here, the learner can view the detail of the booking, update the selective booking options, such as dietary requirements, and cancel or rebook the booking if it is within the allowable time. As the training department publishes the course calendar for both internal and external training, employees can search for specific courses and request a booking. The booking request is sent to the employee's training manager for approval. Once the manager approves the request, it is sent to the training department for final approval. Once the training department confirms the booking, the employee and manager are notified via email. Attached to the confirmation email is a calendar invitation, which will add the booking in the employee's calendar application, such as Outlook. A day or two before the event starts, the employee and manager receive reminders of the upcoming event. Before the event starts, the training coordinator or facilitator can print the attendance register from the system, and at the training event, attendees can sign the attendance register. After the event, the attendance register is updated on the system to indicate who is attended, who cancelled, and who did not show up. After the event, the system can automatically send an evaluation form, or happy sheet, to each of the attendees to rate elements such as the course, the venue, the facilitator, and the food. A key challenge in many organizations is the fact that employees have a wealth of institutional memory, which in many cases is not documented. Informal discussions and information sharing not only contributes to a social learning experience, but is also a way of documenting this institutional memory. To facilitate such discussions, the Discussion Forum section can serve as a knowledge base of information and informal learning in your organization. You can categorize the forum in specific areas, and each area or category is linked to one or more experts that you have identified. When a question is asked in a specific category, these experts are notified. They can provide the preferred answers, but other people that have access to the category may also respond and contribute to the discussion. The experts have the option of moderating questions, and their preferred answer is listed just below the question. Many learning interventions that are attempted or completed create tracking information that can be reported on. This information is available to the learner in the My Achievements section. It is displayed in the form of statement of results in the courses, qualifications, or programs category. As the learner successfully completes certain courses or qualifications, points are earned and badges are accumulated. These badges and points are also displayed in the Achievement section. Earning more points can put the learner on a higher training level. To add even more fun or gamification to learning, the Leaderboards section shows how the employees accumulated points compared to those with similar job titles, or in the same department or company. To add competition as part of learning, campaign leaderboards can be created for a specific group of learners who need to complete the same courses in a specific period. The statement of results in each category shows information such as the course name, date completed, success status, and score. If the outcome of the course resulted in a score, the learner can compare his score to the scores of other learners in the organization. In the case where the learner obtained a certificate for a course, this can be downloaded as well. The search bar enables learners to search for specific keywords and get results of where the words are found in each of the sections. In some cases, you may simply want to keep record of training attempted by capturing it directly on the employee's learner record or training history. This is done by accessing the Employee Management module and navigating to the Learner Records section. This section allows for capturing of training records, qualifications, programs, and unit standards. Apart from the basic information, capture additional information such as compliance information, costs, attached documents, etc. Let's have a look at the additional features available to the administrative user. The end-user functionality of the system can run on any device with an HTML5 browser. This includes mobile devices such as tablets and phones. However, you may want your employees and learners to access learning while offline. The Signify mobile app is available for Android and iOS devices. From here, the learner can download courses while connected to Wi-Fi and access some of the content while in offline mode. Let's have a look at the reporting possibilities by looking at some available reports.
TRS e-learning can also provide our learners with track and trace evidence from grade R to grade 12 and varsity to their respective careers, thus making our system your lifelong journey. Thank you.